excited to watch people determine who is best at the game. It's Smash Brothers time, baby!
This matchup is hilarious because you have the I guess technically first DLC, right? Versus the true DLC of my man Joker, okay? So Piranha Plant, we don't get to see too much representation from Piranha Plant typically at events that we go to, but of course a proving ground like PAX, you're going to be able to see a lot of characters you might not be too familiar with, and right now, definitely putting some damage right now, forcing out that Arsene early.
Yeah, interested to see what Kidwick can bring to the table. So far, we're seeing big damage being brought to the table. Kidwick getting that first stock explosively. So we saw Ace3K on stream earlier, but Kidwick is making the debut and doing it nicely.
Yeah, I was going to say, man, I mean, the way he's playing, you could not tell this might be the loser's portion of the bracket. Just very efficient right now with this Piranha Plant play, which is, again, you know, something we don't get treated to as much, but good. I mean, it's just so one-sided. Okay, good. Break a little bit of that pressure up. Just find some ground to work with right now. This plant is just unloading, and it's seldom that I say that for a character like Joker, who's just like obviously in the upper echelon of the tier list, but he's got no answers for this plant right now.
Well, and I think that speaks to the way that Kidwick is playing, barely able to live that forward smash. That Joker, very maneuverable character, right? Hard to predict where he goes normally, but Kidwick has been so zoned into where Ace3K is going, having great reads on the movement. You can tell because Kidwick is throwing out these neutral bees, the Patuis, very early, and still catching Kidwick before they even reach that zone.
100%, man. Those Patuis have really just kind of been the difference maker, as you pointed out, really just allowing him not only to just stack up the percentage, but just claiming some stocks as well. So really big uphill battle right now for our homie Ace, trying to find something. He's got a little bit of control right now, tries to really make an off-stage play, but nothing doing. One can take solace in the fact that at least Arsene is making an appearance and gonna help him finally remove that first stock.
Yeah, Kidwick has been making a lot of use of the counters, whether it's the Rebels Guard or the Tetrakarn. Both of them have been coming out a lot today, and a big reason for that is because, you know, Ace3K has been noticing, hey, I'm playing Joker, not the heaviest character. People are swinging at me heavily to try to take that stock early, but you can take big advantage of that just like that. Look at the damage.
Yeah, I mean, if you get a couple more of those, you might just actually catch him off guard. Maybe get a stock, but right there, just throwing it out. You know, the best part about Piranha Plant is the fact that he'll strike and he'll take those stocks, and he does it in a way where you're not necessarily expecting it, right? Like, so many times this character just kind of has those surprise removals of stocks.
I mean, that's what the character is all about, right? Like, even back to Super Mario Brothers, it's like, oh, where did that guy come from? That's how they designed him, too. I mean, that down B we see from him, too, right? You say, oh, he's gone into his plant. What? And then he reaches all the way across the stage, but Kidwick not grabbing the ledge, tilting over a little bit too far, and we go to last stock.
Yeah, Kidwick has had a couple of errors here that are really opening this door for Ace to potentially mount this comeback. I mean, obviously it was looking pretty one-sided at the beginning, and still a solid lead for sure, but it is not impossible for Joker to make this comeback a bit more of a reality than I'm sure Kidwick would like to be the case.
There you see the properties of that Patui. That spiky ball just sticks around with an active hitbox pretty much as long as it's visible. Great get up off the ledge there by Ace3K, though, using the intangibility to his advantage. 162, another Arsene is looming, but not gonna get, no, may get the chance to use it. Great DI to live, but another Patui rolls in. That's the culprit. He did it right there, that guy.
It's just so transparent, it's just wild that it just hits like that, but it's almost like unexpected, right? So, well done. I mean, just kind of, you know, using what brought him to the dance and accumulated so much damage, as I said, was taking care of those stocks, and, you know, in a little bit of a, maybe a sticky situation where you're starting to see your opponent get a little closer than you'd like. Go back to Old Faithful, man. Those Patuis, as we say.
Yeah, it lets you predict your opponent's movement, cover a lot of places that they're going to go from a distance. And again, that move is more or less impossible to challenge unless you have some sort of way to neutralize a projectile. Usually that's something like Villager's Pocket or Reflector, something like that, right? But even then, you're better served just kind of dancing around it and avoiding it. And I think that what we saw overall, more than just that Patui use, was, again, I talk about this a lot, but Kidwick was just putting on so much more damage per hit with the plant.
100%.
Now maybe looking to do it with the Sora.
The Sora, interesting switch here. I mean, I would say this is just purely based off just the confidence we got from that first game. So, and we shall see Sora, one of the, or the last DLC character that we did get in Smash Ultimate, and tends to be one of those characters. I feel like people are still sleeping on Sora a little bit at a higher level. Definitely think this character has a lot of room to grow and become a threat and a menace. So Kidwick gonna take his hand, try and demonstrate just that.
But that's exactly what you were saying, right? Is that it's time to develop. This was the last character that, you know, came out in the DLC.
Is it?
We still have time to see how that damage and everything can develop. Right now, Kidwicked trying to do some of that, but this game relatively even thus far. Both of these guys are making this a slugfest.
100%. Love to see that. Two of the, honestly, the most hyped DLC characters that we actually got in Ultimate, 100%. You know, the fan base was going crazy for both of these characters. Ace, though, finds a forward smash. Not enough to get rid of the stock just yet, but he's definitely starting to accumulate some solid damage. Woo! But Sora able to get positioning and strike hard on that one.
Yeah, deleted that stock with that forward smash, and Kidwicked living it up to the name, right? Absolutely wicked thus far with the Sora, but again, see lots of use of these special moves out of the Joker. Most of those are not going to land you the KO. That's where those aerials, those smash attacks that are really, really good from Joker are going to be very effective.
100%. And he's just all right around the corner from getting Arsene, so that'll be very, very helpful. One solid hit will help seal away this stock that Sora is definitely enjoying some longevity on 137.
Ooh, and a reflector. That's the fun part about Joker's down B counter with the Arsene form, is that if it tags a projectile, it will always reflect it.
Yes.
And the physical hits are a counter, and that time did not work out in his favor.
Oh man, this is definitely getting a little bit out of hand right now. Very, very bloody stock right now that we're seeing on Kidwicked. But it doesn't really matter too much. Ace, you have to be able to seal it away. You're seeing, you know, you mentioned it, getting a lot of those hits, but none of them are like closing blows.
And that is the important part. Set up onto the platform, and you'll see a lot of Pro Soras do that, right? Is they'll use one hit of that side B to set up for a tech chase on that platform.
Yep.
But normally they follow that up with an up smash to cover the whole thing. It's a very big move, maybe something to look out for in the future. Love the mix-up on the recovery, but again, Ace3K just having trouble finding that finishing blow.
Oh man, Ace is definitely struggling right now. Woo! Okay, there we go. You know what? Big brother Arsene said, I got it. Don't worry about it. I'll come out. I'll lend you a hand. I see you struggling a little bit. But,
yeah, take a seat. Let Aegon take care of all of it. And now Arsene, right? You know, when that's out, one hit can mean a whole lot. And again, making use of that counter. Got a potential tech chase on the platform as well. Both these players is playing it safe, though, right? We've seen a couple of SDs before, so they don't want to overextend or anything, but that counter getting read perfectly.
Yeah, Ace, I mean, he's definitely been throwing that counter out haphazardly, and I think, you know, Kidwicked is starting to kind of get maybe a little bit more of a feel for it. So really just kind of wait a second before you go for a big hit and just outweight it. Let it kind of come to you right now. Good positioning to be in.
Wow. Great timing there by Kidwicked as well, waiting until the end of that Rebels Guard ended and then hitting that forward smash afterwards. Not giving the free Arsene, getting the full damage in that case. And Ace3K, if the tournament run wants to stay alive, has got to get this next stock taken quick.
Yeah, I'm going to say, man, Ace definitely has been struggling a little bit. Changing blows, but clearly Kidwicked coming out on the better side of the two. And just, again, he's trying to force these forward smashes, and it's just not working out. Just eating so much damage for all the whiff.
Yeah, they're very laggy moves, right? If you're just directly going for them, your opponent can kind of predict that's what you're going for. You need to put them in a position where you can sort of meet those expectations. Yeah. You know, find a way to get them. With Arsene on deck, though, anything is possible. Doesn't get the second hit. That first hit doesn't spike. You've got to land the second one to get the meteor.
I do like the fact that he at least went for the attempt. I mean,
again?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's just like anything to get the job done. But at 151, is it too little, too late? That is the question being posed right now. Using those specials to get through and just, he held that charge as long as he possibly could.
That was about to be the most deleted stock I've ever seen before, but Ace3K still able to fire back, has that last stock available. That means that you've got the dream alive, but the up B out of shield, it is a difficult move to DI, and that's about the expression I expect to see from Kidwicked with that 2-0 win.
Pretty much. I mean, talk about it being a dream. Well, I'll tell you what, percentages like that turn into a nightmare quick, so that is exactly why he was able to get the job done. Well, I mean, a good effort for sure. I'll give it up. A good effort for sure. Just even falling a little bit short. But getting to play on the big stage, man, that's reward enough, I feel like, you know?
Yeah, and putting up a respectable performance at that too, right? Like, ended up very close to making it to the finals day at that. And, you know, it also gives you that unique opportunity, right? When you play in front of all those people, you get those matches recorded. You can go back, you can watch them and say, 100%. Man, you know, you can figure out the next steps in your gameplay, because it's so easy to get dragged into it. When you go to a Smash tournament, you get that taste of playing on stream and you're like, oh man, next time I want to go up there and I want to sauce somebody. Like,
that's true. I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, it's an addictive feeling in the sense that this Smash is just such a good game, and you always know that your ceiling is always room for it to grow, right? Always room for it to go higher and higher. So hopefully both of them enjoyed themselves. We take a look at some of these replays. It was really, again, just so surprising to see Piranha Plant come out first and foremost, and on top of that, come on in a dominant fashion.
Yeah, it's a character we don't get to see very often, and sometimes that can really throw a wrench into your game plan, right? You go to a tournament, you look up the tier lists, and you're like, okay, I got to expect Pyra and Mithra. I've got to expect Joker, which we saw here, right? We got to expect Pikachu, but no, then you run into a Piranha Plant, and you're like, I don't even know how that neutral B works. Like, what? It's active the whole time?
Yeah, it can definitely catch you off guard 100%. And that's one of those things you're going to see, I believe, that will have kind of riddled through this bracket, especially in the early portions, sure, which is not a bad thing. Obviously, show off a lot of the awesome characters that we do have in Smash. I mean, we have over 80 of them, right? Like, at some point, you got to expect them all to have some showtime for sure. So good stuff. Again, kidwicked taking care of business as we're going to pull around to some people just chilling out. Again, if you're walking around, hey, don't be shy. We got some great Smash Bros. Action going on in the arena. Take a seat and tune in. Maybe get involved too, man. You never know. Could very much still be playing on this stage next year.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't believe that the signups is still open, but man, you gotta see that people are excited all around here. I saw the quick dab.
That quick dab?
I did see the quick dab. That was the quickest dab I've seen in my life.
That was like Quicksilver level. Okay.
Wasn't even a dab. This is
Do it again.
One more.
Ah!
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
That's what I'm talking about. Great cosplays too, man. Love to see the cosplays.
That's the best part about PAX. I'm going to be honest. Seeing the